September 28. 490 B.C. Battle of Marathon is said to have occurred at the full of the moon on this Julian day. See August 6. 351. Battle of Murza, on the Drave, in which the Emperor Constantius defeated Magnentius in a most desperate conflict. 855. Lothaire I, Emperor of Germany, died. He seized the person of his father, and confined him in a monastery, and waged a bloody war with his brother, during which 100,000 men fell in a single battle. 1014. Nearly the whole of Flanders was immersed by a storm. 1066. William of Normandy the Conqueror arrived at the coast of England, on his memorable invasion. 1197. Henry VI, Emperor of Germany, died. He had the meanness to detain Richard of England, who had been shipwrecked on the coast of Dalmatia. With a large sum of money obtained for the ransom of his illustrious captive, he made war against Sicily, and plundered and desolated the country. 1396. Battle of Nicopolis. The Turks under Bajazet achieved a famous victory over the King of Hungary. The greater part of an army of 100,000 Confederate Christians were slain, or driven into the Danube, and Sigismund, escaping by the river in the Black Sea, returned after a long circuit to his exhausted kingdom, Europe. 1567. John Steininger died at Braunau, in Austria. He was remarkable for the length of his beard, which reached to the ground. 1582. George Buchanan, a learned Scottish historian, has his death placed on this day by several authorities. See February 28. 1616. Joshua Sylvester, an English poet, died. 1667. James Golius, an eminent Dutch Orientalist, died. He traveled into several countries, and published some learned works. 1670. The London Royal Exchange, having been rebuilt, was opened. 1687. The Venetians under Morosini bombarded Athens, when a bomb fired at the powder magazine kept by the Turks in the Parthenon. This noble building, which had stood nearly 2,000 years, and was then nearly perfect, was by this calamity reduced to ruin, and with it perished the ever-memorable remains of the genius of Phidias. In attempting to remove the chariot of victory, which stood on the west pediment of the Parthenon, it fell and was dashed to pieces. Though the ancient edifices of the Greeks suffered much from the Turks, the siege of Morosini did infinitely more damage to the Parthenon than it had sustained during the 2,000 years of its existence. A fine basso relievo, supposed to belong to the frieze of the building, has lately been discovered. 1708. The French defeated near Winendale, yet by means of 2,000 horsemen, each with a bag of powder behind him, contrived to throw supplies into Lille. 1728. Henry Brown obtained a patent from the English government for an improvement in the manufacture of cannon. 1742. Hugh Boulter, Primate of Ireland, died, leaving behind him an enviable reputation. During the great scarcity of 1741 in Ireland, 2,500 persons were daily supported at his expense. 1742. John Baptist Massillon, a famous French ecclesiastic, died. His name has almost become proverbial as a powerful master of eloquence. 18th. 1763. John Byrom, an English poet, died. He was also famous as the inventor of a system of shorthand writing. 1768. The commissioners of the customs having solicited the presence of a regular force in Boston, 2 British regiments, escorted by 7 armed vessels, arrived from Halifax and took up quarters in the town. 1776. Cadwallader Colden, Lieutenant Governor of New York under the British dynasty, died, aged 88. He was a Scottish physician. His publications were numerous in botany, medicine, history and philosophy. 1777. General Wayne, with a detachment of 1,500 men, on the left wing of the British Army, was surprised and defeated with a loss of about 300. 1778. A regiment of American cavalry stationed at Tappan on the Hudson River, was surprised while sleeping, by the British under General Grey, who rushed upon them with their bayonets, and giving them no quarter, 67 were killed, wounded and taken. 1779. The famed Houghton collection of pictures Lord Walpole's was purchased by the Empress of Russia, and shipped for Petersburg. 1780. Americans under General Marion attacked a party of Tories at Black Mingo. Several were killed and others taken. 1789. Thomas Day, an eminent English writer and eloquent speaker, killed by a fall from his horse. 1791. The French ships Recherche and L'Esperance under Admiral d'Entrecasteaux and Hunan Kermadec, sailed from Brest in search of La Perouse, extremely unfortunate, both commanders dying on the voyage, and the ships and crews were seized by the Dutch governor at Java. 1795. The British under General Stuart took Jaffna-Patum in the East Indies. 1803. Ralph Griffiths, an English writer, died, known in the Republic of Letters as the projector of the Monthly Review, begun 1749, and which became so popular as to procure him a comfortable independence, upon which he retired. 1839. William Dunlap, a portrait and historical painter, died at New York, aged 74. He also wrote several valuable historical works, besides biographies and dramas. 1842. Captain Enoch Preble, a skillful seaman and eminent philanthropist, died at Portland, Maine. 1843. Schobel L. Vi Clevenger, an American sculptor of high reputation, died at sea, aged 31. 1848. Edward R. Tyler, editor of the New Englander, died in New Haven, Connecticut, aged 48. He was for many years engaged with ability and usefulness as a congregational minister at Middletown and at Colebrook. 1850. The North Star, which was sent out from England in 1849, arrived at Spithead on her return. She was imprisoned in the ice from October 1, 1849 to August 1, 1850. 1852. William Findon, a celebrated English engraver, died at London of heart disease, aged 66. 1853. A deputation from the Protestant Alliance waited upon Lord Clarendon to state the case of Miss Conyngham, arrested at Lucca for distributing an Italian version of the Bible and Pilgrim's Progress, and to urge the government to procure her immediate liberation. 1853. The ship Annie Chain, from Liverpool, was driven on the Bear Island, one of the Hebrides, and of 450 passengers 348 were drowned. 1854. The United States sloop of war Albany, James T. Jerry, commander, sailed from Aspinwall and was never more heard of. 1854. George Field, an English philosopher, died, aged 77, well known for his success in the application of science to the arts.
you.